Raiders, we finally know where the Aphelion rifle is, and we got some other major nerfs, updates, and something to do with the rubber duckies. Let's go through some balance changes here. The deadline, it is now increased to 15,000 coins to buy it, up from 8,100. The sell value is 5,000 coins, now up from 3,000. The old way to craft it was 2 explosive compounds and 1 synthesized field. Now it's going to cost 3 explosive compound and 2 arc circuitries. Still have not seen that deadline blueprint out there, so if you have that deadline blueprint, put it down in the comments. Also, buying it now has a limit of 1 per day. Before this update, you could get 3 per day from the traders. Arc power cell value is now 270 coins. This is not going to affect a whole lot. Launcher ammo. Before the patch, you could get 10 launcher ammo for 6,000 coins. Now it's going to cost you 4,500 coins for 6 launcher ammo. The old way was a price of 600 coins per ammo. Now it is 750 coins per ammo. So they have upped that price. The sell value, they did up from 200 to 250. Crafting it, the old way for 6 launcher ammo used to be 4 metal parts and 1 explosive compound. Now it is 1 arc motion core and 2 crude explosives. So you don't have to make the explosive compounds anymore, but you do have to get the arc motion cores. Remember, you do get those from defeating the arc enemies. Also, another huge one here, launcher ammo crafting is available at the workbench without needing a blueprint. So I know they used to give up these blueprints in the quest. Later on, I don't have it yet, but you can automatically just craft it in the workbench. So even though they did increase the value at the traders, you can now craft it with an arc motion core and 2 crude explosives. I think that's a huge win for anybody wanting that launcher ammo. Let's get into some nerfs, and this one is probably long overdue here. Dev note on the Venator. The fully upgraded Venator has been overperforming recently, capable of outgunning full squads using close range weapons. We're retuning the fire rate gained from upgrades to pull down the pacing a bit while still keeping its damage and accuracy intact. This should encourage players to take some time with their shots rather than mag dumping the first poor soul they encounter. The community also rightfully pointed out that the weight of the Venator was inconsistent with the weights of other pistols, so we've corrected that as well. So fire rate. In the past, you upgrade it once, it's an increase of 22%. Level 3 was 44%, level 4 was 60%. Now level 2 is going to be 13%. Level 3 will be 26, so that'll be closer to the old level 2. And then level 4, the final level in the Venator, will be 40%, which is actually under the old level 3 44%. So the damage is going to stay the same, the accuracy, all the other stats are going to stay the same. The only thing they're changing is the fire rate, how fast you can fire it. So there's the updates there, and they increased the weight from 2 to 5. So that will hurt the agility a little bit and the encumbrance of all the items in your augment. Explosive damage, they tweaked a little bit. The dev note. We've noticed that explosives dealt damage to more parts at once than intended, allowing weapons like the Hullcracker to kill larger drones too quickly. We've adjusted explosive damage to make it more consistent across the board, and we've rebalanced the damage of the Hullcracker to account for that change. This would require the Hullcracker shots to need a bit more precision while still doing good damage to the targeted spot. So the notes on that: rebalanced explosive damage against arc for a more consistent experience. Explosions on smaller enemies, turrets are largely unaffected. Explosions on larger size enemies like the Bastion will typically deal a bit less damage. So basically, in short terms there, the width of the explosive damage they have tuned down a little bit, so the smaller arc that just will get defeated with a direct hit doesn't affect them as much, but you're going to do less damage over the scope of things across the Bastions, the Queens, the Matriarchs, the Bombardiers, the Leapers, stuff like that. So interesting thing there, just got to hit your shots and know exactly where you're hitting there. Let's get into some of the bug fixes. So fix a bug where Arc could call down reinforcements outside of the map. Okay, Shredder will now detect and move more reliably towards lure grenades. I did see a clip one time, they threw a lure grenade down the hallway and the Shredder went towards the player first and then went to the lure grenade. So looks like it will head straight for the lure grenade. Now, Shredder movement and handling updates. Slightly reduced turn speed, improved braking, stiffer suspension, and more consistent reactions to impacts for steadier behavior in combat. Sounds like they're fine-tuning a car there. Improved Shredder navigation to prevent it from getting stuck on corners when moving around the player. Great. So they buffed the Shredder and they're going to make it easier mobility. Great, but not terrible there. Audio reduced volume attenuation for explosion, tinnitus, and concussion effects to improve clarity. Maps. Barricades can no longer be placed overlapping your character, preventing clipping through walls and accesses to locked rooms. They did this in the previous update. There must have been a couple more out there where you can still do it as. So they have fixed those remaining ones. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck in dam control elevator shafts. Spaceport added collision to staircase walls and ceilings in hidden bunker. Fixed an issue where players could enter the wall near the launch tower ramp on Spaceport, preventing unfair ambushes. Fixed an issue where players could access the locked room on control. Blue Gate fixed railing props, blocking bullets. Stalamantes fixed collision issue near the train station. Fixed location in Stalamantes train station where players could get stuck. Removed 2-player spawns on Stalamantes that were too close to arc spawn areas, so adjusting some spawn rates. We'll see what that does about the PvP side of it, if we're going to be spawning on top of other players still. Fix missing visibility collision on walls in business center area of Stalamantes that allowed shots to pass. Hey, if you love this, if you want more videos, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. It's a little bit free and it helps me a lot. I appreciate you. A lot of patch notes here. Stick around till the end though. We are going to talk about that Aphelion rifle. Some other fixes here. Fix the crash when using Raider voice. Fix the crash when surrounding and reconnecting the session. Fix an issue when scavenging parts from the Shredder. Different issues with trials. Updated recommended graphics on AMD cards. And probably the biggest one here, your Raider den has been ducked out. So let's look at the picture down below. You like collecting those rubber duckies? They will show up in your den here. In the past, it was like a limit of like 9 and people had hundreds. So you want rubber duckies? You want to keep all 100? You want load out your den? They are going to show up in your den now. Movement, improved enemy ground detection to better handle steep surfaces, reducing erratic moving when transferring angled terrain. So walking on some steep hills and inclines around, especially like around the dam area, hopefully helped that out. Weapons, Aphelion fixed an issue where Aphelion tracers could become excessively bright at distance, reducing visibility for the player being shot at. Well, that's interesting because no one really had the Aphelion before this update. And increased the Aphelion blueprint drop rates. So it was being dropped, or supposedly it was supposed to be dropped, but no one had found it, which is a little weird because there was, I mean, hundreds of thousands of people on and no one found it yet. So I'm guessing it was at 0. It was bugged. Now they fixed it. And the community lead for Embark Osen over in the Discord says, check the matriarch. So now it has been found. It is a drop from the matriarch core. So defeat the matriarch, the core of the matriarch drops, which is the red ball looking thing. Loot that. It has 100% drop rate out of that core. So that's where you can get it. We'll go through the battle rifle and test it and go through all the stats in a different video. So hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss that video. But you can get it from the matriarch. I wish it was kind of hidden behind a puzzle or an Easter egg. I thought it was pretty cool in the community the last couple days. Everyone trying to work together, trying to figure out Easter eggs and different puzzles. Hopefully in the future they do more stuff like that. I know there was a big dolphin Easter egg for the finals game, which Embark also created. So maybe we'll get some Easter eggs in the future. Stitcher corrected player-facing stats for the Stitcher, showing incorrect scaling of reload time across upgraded levels. So there's all your patch. I didn't see anything specifically about the glitch of people going jumping and pushing them through locked doors. I also didn't see anything about the double pump, if you call it, glitch on the Toro, where you can shoot that super fast. I'm sure those will be coming in future updates. They do like to do all their updates on Thursday, so maybe a week from now. Stay tuned. Hit that like and subscribe. Stick around. What's your favorite thing about the patch? Write down in the comments. And what else do they need to patch? Let me know. But that is all. We'll see you topside, Raiders.